Friday night, people. We're back. The GTTCC rounds 3 and 4. I forget where the second race is tonight. One of them's from Largo Maggiore. We'll find out when the second race is together. How about that? Bit of interaction for you lot. So we are driven. You've just seen the intro. We're still pushing the Archie's Journey. We're still pushing Bradley Lowry Foundation. We're still pushing the We Are Driven group as well. So get yourselves over to Facebook. Go find Archie's Journey. Go give them some love on Facebook. Go join the We Are Driven page. Plenty more coming out from them. And get yourselves onto the Bradley Lowry Foundation as well. All on Facebook. And then get yourselves over to justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's Journey. And go and donate on there if you can as well. Cheers. Thanks very much. Get well, Archie. Get well, Baggy, in fact. Right. Tonight, the GTTCC GR4s, rounds 3 and 4, 2 half-hour races. We've got a 15 minutes qualifying, which is actually just started. So we'll slowly work our way towards this lobby. Before we get there, though, blam, pow, boom, bosh, blam, pow, boom. Still plenty available. Yeah, I don't know what happened there either. Right, into this race. Let's have a quick flick through, see who we've got in the room tonight. Only 12 of 16 drivers. There were a couple that couldn't make it tonight, unfortunately. So we've got Fabuki, we've got Rick 33, saw him in last night's lobby with the P1 boys. Got Mutt 36, got the V Show 10, got P1 Mocking Weeks, White Shark Jim, Potter McPotts, Mental Nev, P1 Don, Fat Pickles Bro, NRT Bobby, and JPH 99. May see 1 or 2 drivers joining the lobby late. Can't see it though, they're usually in quite early for GTTCC. Race 1 is a one-make race, so you'll see everybody rolling around in the Subaru Impreza. And then it's a free choice for, I say a free choice, they've already picked their car for the season, but they did have a free choice at the beginning of the season. It's quite varied actually. Because I hadn't been paying full attention to the waffle prior to this series starting. Obviously, because I commentate over many leagues, it can get a little bit confusing as to which lobbies are running what. And I did think, because I wasn't paying attention, I did think that possibly it was just the fact that the Subaru was the best all-rounder and people had chosen it, but no. No, I just hadn't been paying attention, and it was a one-make race. Ooh, tell you what we've not done, which we can do while we're going through quali. Because screw you guys. Not you guys watching, but you guys racing. Points. We've not looked at points. DCC, how you doing, brother? Talking about DCC, there's your picture right on screen there. How's about that? Well, it's not your picture, it's your logo. So, leading the way after rounds 1 and 2 last week, we've got P1 Dylan sitting in first on 37 points. Driving for Team Infinity Decals. Good points on the board for them. Leo Hagen sitting in, or sorry, P1 Don sitting in second with 28 points, also for Infinity Decals. P1 Mental Nev in third, driving for Kickfit, also on 28 points. So the P1 boys doing all right so far. White Shark Jim sitting in fourth. He's driving for Team Samsung, 27 points. Another quick fit driver for Fat Pickles Bro, 24 points for him. Fabuki driving for Samsung on 23 points. Mocking Weeks, another P1 driver. He's got himself 22 points for Team Red Bull. V-Show 10, driving for Team PlayStation. He's got 17 points on the board. We've got the 2 Digital Car Culture drivers. There he is in the lobby in the chat. So we've got Valtteri on 15 points. Oh, and Mutt36 on 15 points as well. So both of the Digital Car Culture boys matching up after last week. We've got Jordan Hardin, JPH99, sorry, in 12th with 12 points. Also with 12 points is Rick33, driving for Team PlayStation. And unfortunately, the 2 We Are Driven drivers right at the bottom of the field at the minute. 8 points for Potter McPot and no points for VLX Chewy. I think Potter McPot had a bit of a terrible race last week, if I remember rightly. He didn't have a good outing at all. Right, let's get ourselves back in this lobby, because it's all gone a bit quiet. Boom, here we go. Mental Nev then. Let me just have a rummage for a lighter here, people. Got to get my priorities right, damn it. Picking himself up a penalty. So I do like Largo Maggiore circuit. It's very fast, very flowing. There are some tricky little corners on it. But a nice circuit overall. Quite wide as well. Good to have a few side-by-side ding-dongs around here as well. So, Mental Nev, 2:03.260 on the clock, sitting on pole at the minute. Fat Pickles Bro, chopping that corner off, still on an outlap for him, but he's got himself second. Still on an outlap for White Shark. Everybody, oh no, we've got V-Show. The drivers in front then have chucked themselves in the lobby. V-Show's decided to chuck himself out as well. It upsets me when you do that, boys. So 2:03.64, sorry, 2:03.2 for Mental Nev. Fat Pickles keeping it all super secret. What is he? Almost 2 down. So what is he on about? 2:03.4-ish. Ish. 2:04.5. White Shark as well, right behind him. Mocking Weeks, nothing in it again. Only 0.3 of a second between the top 6, 0.7 between the top 7. Again, exactly the same car, so it should be pretty close. And these are the Fusion drivers, so the Premier League of Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship, hosted by Mature Racing Club. Mutt on a 2:04.8, but still plenty of time left in this quali. NLT Bobby in 10th. Do we need to even read what's on the side of your car, Bob, or is it going to get me banned from like everything? Ooh. Glitch in there from NRT Bobby. JPH, no hot lap as yet. No penalties on his previous. Dylan, no lap either. White Shark Jim, no lap. All keeping it a bit super secret at the minute, people. Sneaky Beaky's Rick 33 gets himself to 4th with a 2:03.626. 2:04.048 for P1 Don. 6th place for him. Fabuki, no time. Potter McPot, no time. 2:04.8 for Mutt. Sits himself in 10th. JPH still 11th. Dylan still 12th. Oh, is it Dylan that's glitching? Could well be. Maybe it wasn't Bobby after all. Come on then, Bob. What does it say? Let's see if we can have a good old look at this. Can't put memes on. I can't see it. I can't see it. Slow down, Bob. Can't put memes on a race car. Yes, you can. Meme in itself. Greta is not amused. NRT Bob. So P1 Mental Nev still holding that top spot. Mocking Weeks now into second with a 2:03.3. Again, he has got P1 Mocking Weeks up. P1 Mocking Weeks. I don't think anyone had thought they'd see the date. So that pushes Fat Pickles down a spot. White Shark Jim as well. He's left and come back. 2:03.54 for Buki. 2:03.6 for Rick. Been pushed down a couple of positions. He did get himself into fourth. You got Poobaroo bolted on the back of that car. Yes, you do. Send it. All sorts of interesting little stickers on that car. V-Show sitting in 8th. Potter McPot 9th. Not a lot of times to tell you people because the boys keep diving out of the racetrack and straight back to the pits, which resets their times on the side. So apart from me sort of working it out second by second, NRT Bobby though 2.9 seconds down from 10th place, 5 seconds down from race lead. Bob, what's going on? It's because your car's too heavy in memes. That's what it is. It's meme laden. Mental Nev then 3.3 of a second faster than anyone else out on track so far. 3 minutes left of quali. So 3 P1 boys all sitting in first, second and third. Showing they've got the metal to hang it with the big boys from the other groups. Plenty of Infinity Decals logos, plenty of We Are Driven logos, plenty of Digital Car Culture logos. That's what we want to see. Anyone got an Archie's Journey logo? It'll be the top 3 if anyone, I would have thought. Maybe not. So 2 minutes of qualifying left. Mental Nev are still holding that top, actually going quicker. 2:02.961. Mental Nev. Don then just starting a fresh lap. He's on a set of racing super softs as well, so looking to start the race on those. Mocking Weeks. Oh, he's gone for a different strategy. So Mocking Weeks has got softs on the front and super softs on the back. So looking to try and even that tyre wear out a little bit on these Subarus. See, there could be a 4th P1 driver working his way up if Dylan could get himself round. Also driving for Infinity Decals, both P1 Dylan and P1 Don driving for Infinity Decals, and that team are leading the championship at the minute. So Dylan's just going to get time to finish his lap. He's just going to cross the line with about 30 seconds remaining. So he does get to finish the lap he's on before they start the race. Usually they do anyway. So Mental Nev on pole, P1 Don second, Mocking third, Fat Pickles fourth, Dylan fifth, White Shark sixth, Fabuki seventh, Rick 33 in 8th, V-Show 9th, Potomac Pot 10th, Mud 36 in 11th, JPH 99 in 12th, and NRT Bobby in 13th. So yes, Dylan, I think Dylan's late to the lobby, that's why I've not noticed his times. Where is he? He's on his out lap, he's on his hot lap, sorry, let's see what he's got. Where's that next time in line? Around this little kink and about over the brow of the hill, just where the bridge is, I think. Oh, he's a little bit down, but only just. Only just. If he can get these next few corners right, he might be able to move himself up this grid. Could see a P1 lockout for the first 2 rows of the grid if P1 Dylan sticks his time in. Back in the pits of Mental, P1 Don pulled over, Mocking Weeks just cruising. Fat Pickles in 4th. What have you got then, Dylan? 2 more corners to go. What do you got? 202, 203, 203.4. So unfortunately he stays in 5th position. So not quite the front row lockout or the front 2 row lockout that they were expecting. Mental Nev, you need to think about getting yourself out of the pits, or you may lose that pole position. It's happened to me before. If you don't leave the pits, depending how they've got the lobby set up, it can put you at the back of the pack, which will be a real kick in the you-know-whats if you get pole position. Oi, DCC. Can't believe it. Here we go then. Race 1 just about to kick off. Half an hour round at Lago Maggiore. Maggiore. I don't know how you say it. Italians, educate me. So the one-make race just about to kick off then. Mental Nev keeping that pole position. Don in 2nd, Mock in 3rd, Fat Pickles 4th, Dylan 5th, White Shark in 6th. Got Fabuki in 7th. Has Fabuki got his wipers on for this race as well? Yes, he has. Maybe we're going to see wipers for the whole season from Fabuki. So they get away. Heading down towards turn 1. It's a naughty, tricky little section. 90-degree left, straight into a hairpin. Fusion boys through there cleanly then. Mental Nev getting a good start. He's already got almost a 2nd lead over the drivers behind. P1 Don 0.8 of a second back. Dylan has managed to make his way past a couple of drivers up into 3rd. Fat Pickles Bro 4th, White Shark in 5th. P1 Mocking Weeks not having a great start. Pushed from 3rd down to 6th. Oh, he's just made a position back up into 5th. Or has he? White Shark up the inside. If Mocking Weeks can carry the speed, which he can't, he might have just kept his nose down the inside into this next chicane, but it's not worked out for him. He does hold the position from Rick 33 behind though, so Rick 7th. Fabuki with the wipers on in 8th. We've got V-Show right under his rear wing for 9th. Potomac Pot tucked right under his rear wing for 10th. Everyone jostling for position at the minute on this lap 1. Bobby in 11th, Mutt in 12th, and JPH at the back of the pack at the minute, streaming down towards this awkward hairpin. Carried too much speed through here. It's off into that gravel for you. Getting through that one cleanly then. Mental Nev 1.1 second lead over P1 Don, side by side with teammate Dylan. A little bit of glitching from one of these drivers behind. Not sure which one it is. Don still side by side. No one giving up the position there. Dylan actually making his way through, so up into second. Don third, Fat Pickles in fourth. Bit of a gap back to fifth place. There's a second back to White Shark Jim. Mocking Weeks hot on his tail though in sixth. 4 drivers vying for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Potter McPot for Buki. Side by side at the minute as head down towards turn 1. Buki's just going to have the inside line, but it did look like it was that. Mutt 36 thought about slinging one up the inside of Bob. Unfortunately, he's had Rick 33 do the same to him. Rick 33 comes through then to take 10th, Mutt 36 11th. Visho nearly slotted himself down the inside of that turn as well. So Mutt in 11th, Visho 12th, JPH 13th, still tightly packed together. Right at the front of your car there, JPH. So Mental Nev 1.7 second lead. Dylan into second. He's also got himself a second over P1 Don. Don's still under a bit of pressure from Fat Pickles and White Shark. He's got Mocking Weeks there with him as well. On board with Mocking then, looking at those drivers in front. White Shark Jim chucks himself over to the right hand side, tries to get a run on Fat Pickles down towards the hairpin, doesn't quite work out. Fat Pickles got the toe off P1 Don in front. We're going to see White Shark chuck one up the inside, goes for the outbraking. Oh, Mocking Weeks having to go a little bit straighter into that turn than he possibly had wanted, so he didn't take out Fat Pickles, slowed him down a little bit. Bit of a gap back to the big punch up behind for Buki and Potter McPot, still side by side coming over there. That's not the view. That's the view. Bob trying to slot one down the inside as well of Potter. He does as well. Gets himself through to 8th. And Mutt 36 going for a move. Potter McPot getting bullied right about now. So is he going to hold on to that 9th? Yes, he does. Just holds the line into the final turn, but he's under all sorts of pressure from that big pack of drivers behind as that V-show comes through. I think Rick 33 is going to squeeze through as well. Potter McPot under all sorts of pressure behind. He does try to come back down the inside though. Gets back down the inside of Rick 33, but he's coming back. Mutt bolted onto the back end as well. So right fight going on here at the back of the pack. Potter McPot loses out to Rick 33. Mutt 36 also got the inside line. Potter McPot running wide there as well, picking up a penalty as well. Not sure why he's got that. Interesting tight race then at the back. Let's see what's happening here. Mental Nev still got that 1.7. Dylan not been able to close him up yet. P1 Don has not been able to close that gap yet either. A little bit of time lost to 4th position and back. 1.3 seconds now. Fat Pickles trying to defend from White Shark Jim and Mocking Weeks. They go then. White Shark Jim with the toe. Mocking Weeks slotting himself in. He now slots. He's got to make a decision which car he follows through. So White Shark Joe goes through. Mocking Weeks takes a nice tight line as well. He's now side by side with Fat Pickles as they head up the hill. Fat Pickles will still have the advantage. Tight lines by Mocking. Just got to be careful you don't pick up those penalties though. So still kicking off in the background as well. If I just flick back to this fight, for Buki 7th, Bob in 8th, Rick 33 9th. What's happened to Potter? He's been pushed down to 12th. V-Show in 10th, Mutt 36 in 11th. Potter McPot 12th and JPH in 13th. Potter still got a little bit of penalty to lose as well, under pressure from JPH for that position. Oh, what is happening with Dylan? Dylan, get your internet connection sorted out. Gap come down between himself and Mental Nev, even with the glitchatronicing going on. Lewis, evening brother, evening. yeah, we're just trying to get Mocking Weeks up. It was 1, 2, 3 on the grid as well, with Mental Nev, Don and Mocking. And Dylan was in 5th. So 4 P1 drivers in the top 5. We've got a little bit of glitching from Dylan. I'm hoping that doesn't cause any issues when drivers get a little bit closer. Don then still trying to hang on to the back of teammate P1 Dylan. Top 3 starting to pull a little bit of a gap then. 1.8 seconds back to White Shark. Fat Pickles still bolted under the rear wing. Mocking Weeks lost a bit of time. 0.6 of a second back. Fat Pickles now going up the inside of White Shark. Looking for that position back. It's a carbon copy of what happened last time. Still rocking the wipers, just preemptively waiting for that rain. So Bobby in 8th. You can't put memes on a race car, Bob. Brick 33 9th, V-Show 10th, Mutt still 11th. Potter McPotts are pushing it around this circuit. JPH doing the same thing to him though. So starting to stretch out now. They are split across the whole length of this start-finish straight. Mental Nev still 1.3 seconds. Jesus, Dylan, your glitching is getting redonkulous. This is allowing P1 Don to close up. Unfortunately, I can see there being a coming together between you two with the glitching going on. Don's going to make a move and you're going to suddenly appear in front of him or in him or something. Let's get ourselves on with Don chasing down teammate Dylan in front. We've got P1 Mental Nev rocking first position at the minute. It's only 1.5 between the top 3 currently, 1.4. So they are slowly dragging Mental Nev back in. Ten minutes into race 1 then. Again, there's that glitching from Dylan. That must be putting Don off a little bit if he's seeing the same thing. Fat Pickles then getting through. Still got White Shark Jim chasing him down with Mocking Weeks bolted onto the back end of him still. Now, is Mocking Weeks just hanging back, saving some tyres. So Fat Pickles' front's looking a little bit beaten up. Rear's not looking too bad at all. He's gone for the racing softs on the front, super softs on the rear. White Shark Jim has just gone for softs all round, and Mocking Weeks, he's gone for the softs on the front, super softs on the rear. But unable to get the move done on White Shark or Fat Pickles at the minute. Oh, Fat Pickles going a little bit deep there into the grass. Compromised his exit a little bit. White Shark Jim and Mocking closing up on him. Top 3 are only just there, look. There's a big 4.2 second gap back to Fubuki in 7th. So White Shark is getting a toe off of Fat Pickles, which is not benefiting P1 Mocking Weeks. Although he's getting a toe, it's not bringing him any closer to White Shark because he's benefiting from a toe off of, oh, a little bit wide there for Mocking as well. Just had to let off the gas so he didn't run too wide. That's taking him out of this fight for the time being. And the gap back to Fubuki then, 3.8 seconds. NRT Bobby still bolted onto the back end of him. Rick 33 in 9th, V-Show 10th, JPH up into 11th, Mutt 36 in 12th, Potter McPot now 13th. The front tyres are looking very painful on Potter's car and on Mutt's. JPH has managed to claw 2 positions back then and pull a bit of a gap from those 2 drivers behind. 2.5 seconds currently. So gap down to less than a second between Dylan and Mental Nev. Dylan has picked himself a bit of a penalty up, as has Don. Taking those super tight lines then, boys, by the looks of it. Starting to spread out a little bit again now. 1.9 seconds. 1.7 between the top 3. Gaps are coming down. Fat Pickles slowly pulling these in. Dragging White Shark and Mocking Weeks. Buki still holding that 7th position. Bobby not managed to get past him yet either. 33 slowly closing up on these 2. Got V-Show slowly dragging himself back into this one as well. Then big gaps back to 11th place. 4.2 seconds down for JPH. Mutt another 2.3 back. Potter McPot is in the pits getting rid of those medium tyres. Oh, soft tyres, sorry. Sticking a fresh set on. Almost halfway through race 1. See what that does for Potter. So almost half a second between Mental Nev and Dylan. There it is, the gap. Don is still only a second back from Dylan, so still within striking range really. Was coming under pressure from White Shark down the hill. White Shark not quite carrying enough speed to get the slingshot past Fat Pickles. There's a tight line there through the hairpin for Fat Pickles. White Shark going a little bit wide. Mocking Weeks slowly dragging these 2 back in as well. 0.6 of a second back. 5 seconds back to Fubuki now, so he's had to... Is he going defensive, or are they working together? Fubuki and Bob trying to close back up. Possibly, by the looks of it, trying to pull a little bit of a gap from Rick 33. Clawing him back in though, V-Show. 2 seconds down from Rick. JPH then 4 seconds down, 4.2 down, 2.7 then back to Mutt. Potter McPot. So he was 17 seconds down when he came out the pits. He's pulled 2 seconds back on Mutt in front. Fubuki chucks himself in the pits this lap. Mental Nev stops out. Dylan stops out. Don stops out. Dylan's tyres looking very worn at the front actually. Don done a good job with his. Still holding that little bit of a penalty though. Still 1.7 seconds back from race leader. Fat Pickles not stopped. White Shark not stopped. Mocking Weeks not stopped. NRT Bobby has not stopped. Rick 33 not stopped. V-Show not stopped. Mutt has not stopped. Fubuki has stopped, so come out on a fresh set of super softs all round. JPH has stopped as well, so holds that 12th position. Come out on a fresh set of softs. Potter McPot makes a position up into 13th. No, it doesn't. Apologies. Why did I think there was a driver behind him? I don't know. So just 0.3 of a second between Mental Nev and Dylan. Oh, I don't know whether we can go on board with you, mate. It might be far too eye bursting. So still just 0.4 between first and second. Dylan getting himself into such a position he might be able to strike up this start-finish straight. It's not the longest, but it is possible. Again, just a little bit glitchy from Dylan. Into the pits then for Mental Nev, so that takes him out of the fight. Dylan takes race lead. Teammate Don follows him through for second. Neither of these have stopped. interesting to see whether they do stop. So Mocking Weeks also up into third. Fat Pickles in fourth. White Shark fifth. NRT Bobby sixth. V-Show in seventh. Mental Nev back out the pits in eighth. Fresh set of softs on board for him. 36 not stopped in ninth. Fabuki in 10th. So fresh set of supers on for Fabuki. With 33 stopped, fresh set of softs. JPH has stopped, a fresh set of softs. And Potter has stopped, a fresh set of softs. Alright, Dylan and Don, teammates. Very close together now. Still can't go on board with you, Dylan, because you're going to break my brain. So both drivers got a little bit of a penalty to lose. Looks like they're following each other's lines. Don then closing up on Dylan down towards the hairpin. Backs off very early. Allows Dylan to hold that top spot. So team orders in play then. DCC might be in a team chat. TA Sim Racing. Evening, mate. Shouts for Mutt. No worries. Seaside it is. Ooh, Don very quick into that corner. Had to take a slightly different line through there, so he didn't take his teammate out. That wouldn't have gone down well in the chat afterwards, would it? We're having a great race, mate. We were 5 seconds in front, and then you took us both out. So definite team orders going on between the two Infinity Decals team drivers. Don closing up again. Again, just backs off the throttle. Allows Dylan to keep the position. They may start jostling for position in the last few minutes when they've got a couple of laps left. So, are we going to see the top few drivers not stop? How's that going to benefit them versus the drivers that have stopped? White Shark Jim going very wide through there. So Dylan still first, Don second. Dylan actually holding fastest lap of the race. He's got a 2:03.194 on the clock. Mocking Week still holding third. White Shark Jim looking for that position. Neither of those drivers have stopped. Tyres looking very similar. So it is a P1, 1, 2 and 3 at the minute. See where Mental Nev ends up at the end of this race. 10 minutes remaining. He is currently sitting in 7th after a stop for tyres. White Shark Jim sitting in 4th. Fat Pickles in 5th. NRT Bobby in 6th. Here is Mental Nev closing up on Bob. What is he? 13.3 seconds down from race leader. And that would put him 8 seconds back from Mocking. So if he can get past White Shark Jim, it gives him 3 drivers to have a fight with for the next 10 minutes. It could be a P1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Dylan still taking that lead position out of the Infinity Decals team. Again, we may see Don go for a race win, unless they've been told not to. Can't overtake with penalties. Yeah, but these boys are in the same team anyway. There's been plenty of opportunity for both of these drivers to drop that penalty. Mocking Weeks then 4.7 seconds down. He's managed to pull 1.2 between himself and White Shark. Not looking good to close the gap up on those two in front, but yeah, as long as he pulls the gap from White Shark, that's all he'll be interested in at the minute. Fat Pickle sitting in 5th. Mental Nev up to 6th, already past Bob then. Now only 12 seconds off of race lead. Those fresh tyres starting to work in Mental Nev's favour. But 36 has left the room. Hopefully that's internet connection. If he rejoins, that's it. If he doesn't rejoin, he's had a rage quit moment for whatever reason, possibly, or his PlayStation's exploded. Closing the gap still, Mental Nev. 11.6 seconds between himself and race lead. 8 minutes left on the race clock. There is Fat Pickles just in front. 2.9 seconds. Still holding penalties, these two. Only just for Don though. Cars looking good driving around together. Weeks actually pulled a bit of time on these boys. It was 4.7, it's now 4.4. White Shark still 1.2 back. Fat Pickles another 2.6 back. Mental Nev now 2.3 back. So now only 11 seconds. It's another half a second he's gained. And another half a second. That turn alone. What do you got, Mental Nev? Can he bring it to those top two before the end of this race? It's going to be a very, very tall order. But he might be able to pile some pressure on the couple of drivers in front. Rick 33 and Fabuki side by side around turn 1 into the hairpin. Fabuki just holds the line. He's going to have the inside line into the next turn as well. Rick 33 can't hold it at the side of him to have the advantage into this following turn. Does look for a different line on the way in to try and get a better run on the way out. And he does. Carries more speed. He's also got the advantage into this next turn as well. So Fabuki, nowhere to go through there, so he has to hold on to 10th. But 36 has rejoined the room, so it's got to be internet connections for him. Right, here we go. Don chucking one down the inside. I told you. Don taking race lead. Dylan now with 0.4 of a second penalty to lose. I did say this might happen. I'm sure they won't get into a proper punch-up ding-dong fight if it comes to it. Mocking Weeds then, 4.3. Still only got a second between himself and White Shark. Mental Nev is up to 5th and only 2.8 back from White Shark. Rooting for you, P1 Mental Nev. Ooh, 5 minutes remaining. It's on at the front. NRT Bobby then sitting in 7th. Bit of a lonely race for him till the end. 5 seconds plus either way. Too many memes, Bob. Too many memes. Rick 33 sitting in 8th under a bit of pressure from Fabuki and V-Show. JPH 10 seconds down under all sorts of pressure from Potomac Pot. Can Potter get this position before the end of the race? 4 minutes 30 left on the race clock. P1 Don now got 0.6 of a second over teammate Dylan, who's managed to add to his penalty rather than lose it. Tyres looking very beaten up compared to P1 Don's. But no stopping in race 1. Mocking Weeks also not stopping. 4.1 seconds back, so he is closing. Still got 4 minutes remaining. White Shark Jim holding 4th. Mental Nev sitting there in the background, 1.4 seconds down, so taking a second out of White Shark Jim. It could be a P1, 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Fat Pickles holding 6. Again, a little bit lonely for him at the minute. 2.5 seconds in front. 6.5 back to NRT Bobby. What are the P1 boys doing at the front? So Don pulled 0.8 of a second from Dylan. Still got that penalty to lose. Mocking Weeks still 3rd. And again pulling time. 3.9 seconds back. White Shark still less than a second. Mental Nev has got that gap down to less than a second. 3 minutes pretty much on the race clock. They're going to see 2 more laps. Gap down to half a second between Mental Nev and White Shark. He's back to Sim Racing, so it's obviously internet connection, so he will still gain his points. Right, Mental Nev getting a good exit out of the final turn. Is he going to sling one past White Shark? He's going to go for it. Can White Shark hold it round the outside? No, he can't. Those tyres just hurting him too much. So currently it's P1 in first, second, third and fourth. And Mental Nev is only 0.6 of a second back from Mocking Weeks. Could be after another position here, Mental Nev. He's only 5.3 seconds off the 2 in front as well. Fresh set of tyres on board. Might make easy work of Mocking Weeks. Just able to take those tighter lines, look, carry the speed with it. Mocking is going to hold the inside line into the chicane. Mental Nev just allows it to roll around the outside using that extra grip and holds on to third. Good move by Mental. Mocking Weeks in fourth, but 4.6 seconds down from his next target. 1 minute 40 left on the clock. Mocking Weeks closing up again using that slipstream. Is he going to sling one past? He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. He's backed off. His tyres in nowhere near a good condition and he needs to make that work. So back on board with Don. He's now got a second over teammate Dylan. Dylan's still holding that penalty and glitching quite badly. Mental Nev third then. P1 Mocking Weeks in fourth. White Shark Jim 1.1 back in fifth. Fat Pickle sixth. NRT Bobby seventh. But for how long? Rick 33's all over the rear end of him. The inside then for Rick 33. Oh, not quite worked. Not quite worked. Again goes for the inside line into that next bit of that right hand turn. Again Bob holds onto it. Rick 33 all over the rear end. Again fresh set of tyres on for Rick. So just 30 seconds left on the race clock. Are we going to see all drivers cross the line? Rick then up the inside of Bob here. Can Bob now carry it around the outside again? Oh, yes he can, yes he can. Into the hairpin, but he's not able to outbrake Rick 33 into that hairpin. So he loses that position. Bob into 8th then. Rick up to 7th. And Fubuki just bolted onto the back end of these two. Everybody through then. Everyone getting another lap in. P1 Don then. 1.8 seconds. Over Dylan, still holding that penalty. Mental Nev hauling time, 2.6 seconds. He's claiming the gap between himself and Dylan. Mocking Weeks fourth. Still got White Shark 1.4 seconds down in fifth. So the top drivers, apart from Mental Nev, not stopping. So it can work. Don then 2 seconds in front. It's going to be a P1, 1, 2, 3, 4 here, unless one of them chucks it in the bin. Four P1 boys, followed by White Shark Jim. Into these last couple of turns then. P1 Don, just the final turn to negotiate. Nice and calmly through there. Dylan making it through cleanly as well. So Don coming down to the line then to take the win. Dylan taking second, trying to lose his penalty. Mental Nev trying to take him out on the line for third. Mocking Weeks coming home in fourth. White Shark Jim in fifth. Fat Pickles is going to take sixth backwards, nearly backwards. Rick 33 is going to try and take it backwards as well, but comes in sideways for seventh. Is anyone going to be able to get it backwards? Fubuki 8th, Bobby in 9th. Show, Potter and JPH. JPH all over the back end of Potter. Potter just making up a position there at the end. So Show taking 10th, Potter just taking 11th, and JPH taking 12th. Unfortunately, Mutt 36 connection issues, so he got booted. Yeah, first, second, third and fourth. I'll be over the moon with that one. So we've got probably a 10-minute break, and then we jump into race 2. Reverse grid, I forget which track. It's a surprise. Alright, that's what I'm going to lie to you about and tell you it's a surprise. There it is, Circuit de la South. That's what track we've got. Which variant have we got? What have we got? What have we got? Got with chicanes. Okay. Long circuit, this one. A few places to get it terribly, terribly wrong. I've been a victim and the culprit in many of these incidences. But yes, got to give it to the P1 boys there. First, second, third and fourth in race 1. Wowzers. Brought their Top Gun in then. Okay, Fubuki saying 5 minutes. Shout out to my new subscribers as well. I was at 560 yesterday. Who 561 is, I don't know. It's not told me. Shout out to Trofeo Series TV, subscriber 3 days ago. Shout out to OBH Missy Lackey as well 3 days ago. Thank you. And alien name, I forget what you called yourself, but it was GTHR something or other. It's definitely an alien looking name. It wasn't GTHR, was it? It was HKRT. The Hilaric Knights. That's why your name looks all odd and alien. Because of the Greek. Yes, Jay Patel. Evening, brother. Rick W. How are you doing, my friend? What about tonight, Jay? What's the chances of tonight, Jay? In like 40 minutes. I need flavours, brother. Wogoff Nev. How are you doing? Is it me? Or is it a bit warm? Oh no, that's right. Mrs. had the eating on. That's why I'm sitting here flapping. There's Is that sharp? Is that sharp for that? Oh yeah, it is. Oh my days. So is it? Is it? Is it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So there's been chat in one of the groups. That's why I was a little bit taken aback when I was talking about mocking weeks. For years, he's never had a P1 moniker. For years, he's never had a P1 moniker. Everybody else in P1 stuck P1 in front of the name. Some people day 1, some people day 2, that sort of thing. Maybe a month later. Mocking weeks, no. Years without a P1 moniker. And all of a sudden, he's done it. The chat's gone crazy. There's people fainting. Oh, why? Why not in the Citron? That great big wide thing, just there. There it is. Look, there it is. That great big wide Citron. Just keep that damn thing in the middle of the track. And that's you winning a race. Well, obviously you've got to get to the front. Yeah, the Renault is a bit of a beast. Who else is rolling one of those? I think it's JPH, isn't it? I think that's whose car we actually saw. Yeah, there it is. Look at the width of that thing. Here we go then, no messing about, straight into race 2. Half an hour around Le Sarthe, reverse grid as well. I'm out of coffee, it's not looking good. So a myriad of cars on the grid for race 2. Mutt 36 leading us out. JPH in second. Potomac Pop third. V-Show fourth. Bobby fifth. Fabuki sixth. Rick 33 in seventh. Fat Pickles Bro in eighth. White Shark ninth. Mockin in 10th. Mental Nev 11th. Dylan in 12th. And Don in 13th. Right. I can't see any lights on there, people. I don't know if you can. They're away, though. So Mutt 36 in the Lamborghini. Can he hold the position from JPH? Oh, sorry, it's oh yeah, it is JPH. He's got himself in front actually. Up towards turn 2, hard on the brakes. Hopefully everybody makes it through here cleanly as well. Can be a very tricky corner when you're all coming through there bunched up. To keep themselves clean as they come through these next couple of turns as well. JPH pulling a gap already, nearly a second, and they've only been through 2 turns. Potomac Pop vying for second place as well with V-Show. Potomac Pop driving Potomac Pop in the McLaren, yeah, also V-Show in a McLaren as well, so like for like battle there. Potter winning out. V-Show third, Bobby in fourth, still vying for positions as they chuck themselves down here. Bobby in the Bugatti all over the rear end of V-Show. Mutt 36 in fifth, still jostling for position as they head down here, all looking for a slipstream, all looking for a way past. Fabuki 6, Rick 33 7th in that also wide Citron. White Shark Jim in, oh sorry, Miss Fat Pickles Bro out in 8th, White Shark in 9th. Into the first of the chicanes, a little bit deep there for V-Show. He does get himself back on track. Who's that? Who's that that's got it all wrong? Oh, it's P1 Dylan. He's gone straight on at the chicane. Let's reset him to track. So second place from race 1, now all the way at the back of the pack. And 6+ seconds down in a minute once he's up to speed. Oh, he's only 5.7 at the minute. So JPH almost 2 seconds out front. The power of that Renault, Citron, sorry, working well here. Where's the other one? Here it is. Rick 33 in 5th. Oh, Rick 33. Rick 33. Just getting it all wrong there. He pulls himself over, taking out. Who was that? They got bundled off track. There it is. V-Show. Fortunately, Rick 33 got a little bit airborne there, flew sideways across the track and took out poor V-Show, unfortunately. And I'm I'm not sure whether he thinks it's Mocking Weeks he's let back through, but it shouldn't be. It should be V-Show. So V-Show then back on track, all over the rear end of the other McLaren, or another McLaren of Dylan. Getting it all wrong into the first chicane. Yeah, it's a nice circuit, this one. Past him. V-Show now looking for the position back off of P1 Dylan. Long straights here, so there is a possibility you can make the move and then have that position taken straight back off you. Look at the gap already. 2.93 seconds from the spaceship. Nobody could do anything about the spaceship. Potter McPot in second behind in the McLaren, being chased pretty closely by Bob, only half a second back in that great big Bugatti. Bit of a gap back to fourth position between Bob and White Shark Jim. Bob closing that gap up on Potter as they head up towards the Porsche curves. Is that the wrong corner? That's the wrong corner. Oh, that's the right corner. This is the Porsche curves. I know what I'm talking about. Professional here, damn it. Potter McPot then holding second, Bob third. The duck-billed platypus that he is. White Shark in fourth then. Fubuki still with wipers on for fifth. Mental Nev trying to push his way through in sixth in the Ferrari. P1 Don also in the Ferrari seventh. Mocking Weeks in the Honda sitting in eighth. Rick 33 ninth. Rock 36 in 10th. Fat Pickles in 11th. Dylan still 12th, and V-Show still 13th, but they have closed right up on Fat Pickles. Lexus not working so well around here. Doesn't look quite as quick as the mid-rears that seem to be rolling. Good for JPH at the minute, still holding 2-second lead from Potter McPot. Andre, evening brother. Long time no see. Here, however you want to put it. I've got my t-shirts out, brother. I've got my t-shirts and my stickers out, bro. Message me up if you want one. Let's get ourselves on board with the Potter. Ooh. So it does look like Bobby's giving Potter a little bit of a nudge, helping him out down these straights, trying to break that gap from the drivers behind. Trying to close up on JPH as well. Oh, White Shark Jim nearly taking Bob out then. He's had to go a little bit straight into the first chicane. Ready to close up. Again, Bob closing up on Potter then. Is he going to give another nudge down towards this next chicane? Yes, he is. Not going for the move. And again, just trying to pull that time away from White Shark Jim behind. I think he's a little bit too close though. He's still just within slipstream range, is White Shark Jim. Closes up again on NRT. Bobby got Mental Nev up into fifth. Fubuki sitting in sixth. So looking like good results on the board for Mental Nev in both races tonight. JPH gap coming down 1.3 seconds. Potter McPot starting to chisel away slowly at that gap. Still got NRT Bobby right on his rear bumper. Got White Shark Jim still right there as well. All over the back, closed right up on Bob there. Brought Mental Nev and Fubuki with him. P1 Don just bolted onto the back end of that. Rick 33 only half a second down as well. Sorry, Rick 33. Mocking Weeks only half a second down from Rick 33. Apologies. Mutt 36 is a second down. Fat Pickles is just under a second. V-Show is just 0.1 back, pushing Fat Pickles down there. Dylan, unfortunately, 1.2 seconds down with a great big chunk penalty to lose. Must have taken one corner a little bit tight somewhere. JPH, what happened? That great big gap you had is all the way down to 0.7 of a second. Yeah, the Bugatti is fast. The Bugatti is fast. Although it is bop on, so it shouldn't be 5 miles an hour faster. But I know what you're saying. It's never quite right, is it? The bop in these games. So that's what JPH is looking at. A mirror full of a McLaren owned by Potter McPot. Not having the best races in race 1. Struggling quite a bit in the Subaru as Potter, I think. Didn't do great last week in race 1 either, if I remember rightly. Flipping it, Potter chucking that car into these turns to try and close that gap up on JPH in front. Still 0.6 of a second. All onto this start-finish straight now. As they come streaming through. Positions as it is. Fabuki's got himself back past Mental Nev. Weeks holding 8th. He's got a Rick 33 and a Mutt pretty close as well. Another bit of a penalty to lose for Mocking Weeks. Rick 33 in the other Citroen. Even though he did a bit of bunny hopping. He's sitting in 9th at the minute. Mutt 36 in 10th. Fat Pickles in 11th. V-Show 12th. And Dylan 13th. Right on the back end of this pile here. So yeah, again, I hope it's not your glitching, Dylan, that's causing issues and crashes and things like that, and for you to be picking up penalties. This is the circuit for penalties. Here we go, 3 wide as they head down this straight, the Mulsanne straight. Still jostling for position. It's a 5-way fight here. Rick 33 leading the way into chicane 1. Might pick up a penalty for that. Rick 33, 2 wheels or 4 wheels. Yeah, there you go. All 4 wheels over that white line. Gives you a penalty. Dylan, in the meantime, is looking to slot himself up a couple of positions. So he's got himself past Fat Pickles. He's now looking to get past Dylan and Mutt 36. Swarming all over Rick 33 as well, using the toe of that great big Citroen. Fat Pickle starting to drag himself back into this fight as well. Oh, Rick 33, Rick 33, he's got it all wrong. I don't know what happened there, but he's ended up in the barriers. Not sure whether you were clipped or whether you just managed to outbrake yourself, but a long way down for Rick 33. Oh, he's going to be miles down now. 11 minutes gone of this race, 19 minutes remaining, and Rick 33 is now 13.3 seconds down. What can that great big spaceship do? Stick it in hyperdrive, Rick, and get on with it. JPH still leading. Bob's got himself through into 2nd. Potter McPot's made a mistake. He's now down in 6th. Was 2nd place. He chucked it off course somewhere. So JPH under threat from Bob then. Bob coming up the outside. Takes race lead. Citroen slips into 2nd. The McLaren of Fabuki slots himself into 3rd. So worked his way up the pack quite well, Fabuki. Mental Nev as well, slotted himself into 4th, helped by Potter's little mistake. So White Shark 5th, Potter in that 6th position. Managed to keep ahead of P1 Don in 7th. It's only just on board with Potter as he's looking to gain these positions back. He's got 4th and 5th to go after here. 2 Ferraris. So slots himself down the inside of Mental Nev. P1 Don follows him through. Up into 5th then for Potter. P1 Don into 6th. Mental Nev losing 2 positions in one corner. Ultimate Pot now looking for that 4th position. And then he's hunting down for Buki, JPH and Bob in front. There is Bob on board looking back at JPH. Closing right up. Nowhere to go through that final chicane though. But for Buki all over the rear end of JPH. Can he get a move done into turn 1? JPH has only got to keep it in the right place. And that's not going to happen. Oh, Bob backs off. JPH thought about slinging one up the inside, but would have outbraked himself and possibly taken out Bob as well. Now closing up again. Heading down towards these awkward couple of turns before they get onto the Mulsanne straight. There they go. Bob keeps the line through there. Next couple of turns, he can pick up a penalty. This next one especially. Controlled it well through there. JPH running a little bit wide on the exit. May pick up a tiny penalty. Might get away with that one. Looks like he has. He's broken the toe off for Buki as well. Managed to make a bit of a gap from him. Closing back up on Bob. I will do Andre. Let me finish this race. So still using a bit of bump drafting then, Bob and JPH. JPH hard on the brakes. The car squirreling under braking. Not trying to crash into the back of Bob through chicane 1 then. Potter up to 5th, Mental Nev 6th, Don 7th, Show 8th, Dylan 9th, Fat Pickles in 10th, Mutt 11th, Mockin in 12th. So Mockin's had a mare and a half, losing all sorts of positions. Rick 33 getting it wrong into the chicane. Still 18 seconds down and penalties to lose as well. And you can see the gap between that big pile of blue dots on the screen and poor old Rick rolling around on his own. For Buki then. Whoa, where's JPH? JPH now pushed down to 5th. Mistakes starting to come in then. Ultimate Pot looking for 3rd position, trying to get past White Shark Jim. Bobby and Fubuki not been able to pull any massive gaps yet. Looking good, sounding good. GR4's rolling round at the south. So if you have just joined us, we are into race 4 of the GTTCC. Race 1 and 2 last week. You've just missed race 3 at Largo Maggiore. We're now at Le Sart for half an hour. NRT Bobby leading. Fubuki all over the back end of him. Ultimate Pot has got himself into 3rd. Can White Shark Jim get that position back? Or are these boys going to work together to close that gap for Buki and Bob side by side? They head up towards the Porsche curves. Buki gets himself in front. That big heavy Bentley struggling a little bit around the turns. Ultimate Pot and White Shark then only 1.3 seconds back. Can they claw in those top 2 drivers? JPH after a little mistake down into 5th. V-Show 6th, Mental Nev 7th. The Ferrari versus McLaren. Ferrari just got the advantage at the minute as they come to these next couple of turns. To 6th then for Mental Nev, 7th for V-Show. Fat Pickles up into 8th. Was rolling around at the back of the pack a minute ago. Mutt 36 in 9th. Dylan in 10th. Don in 11th. Mocking Weeks in 12th. And Rick 33 still 18 seconds down, unfortunately, and a second penalty to lose. For Buki then, managed to pull a second from NRT Bobby. Tyres, look at your front tyres, Bob. What have you done to those? Softs on the front, hards on the rear. I can imagine that's making that a bit of a handful to drive at the minute. Potter McPot has got that gap down to a second between himself and Bob. Put in a little bit of time from White Shark. He is still in the slipstream, and Potter's not going to be able to get away now they're onto this long Mulsanne straight. JPH then nearly 3 seconds down, still under no direct threat from Mental Nev, who's looking to get past. He's already passed V-Show, so up into 7th. Oh no, still side by side. Almost. V-Show holds on to 6th. Mental Nev 7th. Pickles in 8th then, but 36 in 9th, but under pressure from Dylan and P1 Don. Mocking Weeks closing up on these two as well. He's only 1.4 seconds back. Rick 33 losing more time, more penalties. Oh, he's angry driving now, I think. I've done it myself. Yeah, there you go. Just angry. Yeah, I've been there myself. Not having a great race. All goes wrong. When you start driving the car harder than you usually do, and that's the result, unfortunately. So, Fubuki still leading then. 10 minutes remaining of race 2. Bobby in 2nd. White Shark's got himself back past Potter. But for how long? Coming on to this next long straight. Potter might be able to get a move here as they head up towards the Porsche turns. Curves even. Halfway up, Potter right up the back end of White Shark, actually pushing him towards Bobby. There's only 2 seconds between Bob and White Shark. Can they close the gap? So Fubuki not been able to escape yet either, so it's still 0.8 between himself and Bob. A little bit more time between Bob and White Shark, 2.2 seconds. Potts holding that 4.6 of a second back. We'll want that 3rd position off of White Shark before the end of this race. JPH holding 5th, but he has got Mental Nev and V-Show closing up on him in that Citroen. Fat Pickles holding 8th then. Dylan up into 9th, Mutt 36 in 10th. Juicy Fruit, Infinity Decals of P1 Don. Ferrari taking the paintwork off there as well, sitting in 11th. Mocking Weeks in 12th. Again, lost a bit more time, 1.6 seconds down from Don. And Rick 33. It looks like Rick 33's put it in ghost mode for the last few minutes of this race. And why not? For Buki then. Chucking himself through those final chicanes, picking up a great big handful of curb. Has now got 1.5 over Bob. White Shark pulled more time over Potter as well. Potter out of that slipstream range. Can he get that time back? Pulls the 10th back on White Shark. JPH still holding 5th. Mental Nev not managed to get past him, nor V-Show past Mental Nev. A little bit of a penalty for Mental Nev to lose. Dylan up into 8th, got himself past Fat Pickles. So Mutt in 10th, under pressure from Don now as well. Going on to this Mulsanne straight. Don should be able to get this done pretty cleanly. Oh, he's got a penalty. So no overtaking with a penalty. It's all kicking off up front. Here we go then, people starting to look for a way past JPH in that great big Citroen. Heading up towards this first chicane. JPH holding his way through. Mental Nev, where have you gone? He's got it wrong on the way into the chicane. He's nearly taken out Dylan on the way through, although Dylan's trying to take himself out with his glitching. So Mental Nev just holding 7th. P1 Dylan in 8th, pushing Mental Nev down the track. Fat Pickles in 9th. But 10th, Don in 11th, still holding that penalty. Mocking Weeks just popping over the hill there. And Luke 33 definitely ghosting out. So Fubuki coming back under pressure from Bob. We're going to see another lap after this one. Time between Potter and White Shark Jim. The gap up to 1.7. Potter now with a penalty to lose. Still got 4.5 from V-Show behind. He's got himself past JPH. Mental Nev for that little bit of a mistake. Still managed to keep P1 Dylan behind him. Comes through that turn side by side with Mutt 36 though. Fat Pickles looking for a way through with these two. Side by side, Dylan then losing his penalty at this back straight. Don losing his penalty as well. Again, you can't overtake with a penalty. So he takes a second of his penalty out. Mocking Weeks has got point blim of a penalty to lose. And poor old Rick 33. So is Bob just biding his time? Or is he genuinely struggling with those front tyres to get his way past Fubuki? White Shark still not out of direct threat yet. He's only got 1.5 seconds over Potter. Potter has still got that penalty to lose. V-Show and JPH still close together. JPH wanting that 5th back. Was leading this race for a fair few laps was JPH. Mental Nev 7th, Fat Pickles in 8th, Mutt in 9th, Dylan 10th. Lost that penalty, he can start putting the pressure on. Don's still holding a little bit of penalty he's got to lose. Mocking Weeks now free of penalty, he can start racing again. Fortunately, 3.4 seconds down from the nearest driver. Got 4 minutes, it's going to be about 4:10 by the time they cross the line. Oh, there you go, 4:11. So they are going to see one more lap. Can Bob get it done? 0.9 of a second back at the minute is the Bugatti driver. White Shark Jim 2.2 seconds down. Potter McPot still only 1.5 seconds down. Struggling to lose that penalty and stay in touch with White Shark though. 0.8 seconds the gap. Potter still with penalty to lose. V-Show still in 5th. JPH unable to get past him. Holding 6th. He's now got Mental Nev only a second back. Dragging Fat Pickles with him. Bit of a gap back from Dylan. 1.4 seconds. He's also dragging Mutt with him. And P1 Don. Dylan picked up another penalty, whereas Don's dropped his this time. Weeks lost a lot more time, 2.7 seconds down, and another penalty to lose. Yeah, that turn onto the Mulsanne straight, if you don't get it right, it's a penalty straight away. Fubuki though, holding his own at the minute. He's still got over a second from NRT Bobby, so Bob out of the slipstream range at the minute. Shark Jim not going to close up on these two. Potter McPotter's dragged that gap down a little bit. Lost his penalty now as well. And then he's got another bit. Or was it just not showing up for some reason? So Mental Nev getting his way past JPH now. JPH pushed down to 7th position. Can Mental Nev close that gap up on V-Show and go for 5th position? Can he fend off a very quick, very wide Citron alien spaceship behind? Maybe, maybe not. No, backs off there, JPH. Is he going to look for a run up towards the Porsche curves? Again, quite a long straight here. Doesn't look it on the track map, but this is a big circuit. Closes up again then, does JPH. Chucks one around the outside. If he can hold it around the outside. No, he can't. Mental Nev in that Ferrari just carrying a little bit more speed than the Citron. Again, alright under the slipstream. As soon as he pulls out, picks up too much air resistance in that big wide spaceship, and unfortunately it slows it down. Obviously it's used to flying in 0 gravity and 0 atmosphere out in space. Just struggling a little bit here at Le Sarthe. Right, for Buki and Bob coming up to these last few turns. 45 seconds left on the clock. Bob all over the rear end of Fabuki. Let's get ourselves on board with a bit of Bob. Only a couple of turns to go for Bob to make a move if he's going to do it. I think he's going to struggle though. The tyre's looking a little bit too worn out. No mistakes from Fabuki either. So just the last couple of chicanes to go. Bob just not able to close that gap up at the end of this race. So through the first of the 2 chicanes into the second. Fabuki getting it nice and cleanly through there. And he's going to come home to take the race win. There it is. Bobby takes 2nd. White Shark is going to come home for 3rd. Potter takes 4th. V-Show takes 5th. Mental Nev is going to take 6th. JPH 7th, Fat Pickles in 8th, Dylan 9th, Mutt in 10th, Don 11th, Mocking Weeks 12th, backwards and into a pit wall. And then Rick 33, a long way back for Rick 33. He's going to take the final position. He will get to finish his lap. We've got 4 minutes of race counter. Yeah, unfortunate for Rick 33. Ended up going straight on at was it chicane 2 down the Mulsanne, and yeah, ploughed himself into the barriers, and then was fortunately about 15 seconds down and no way to catch back up. But didn't quit, which is good. Flash of the lights from Rick 33 as well. He's got the old hazards on for us. Don't worry about losing that penalty either, Rick 33. It's not going to affect you in any way, I wouldn't have thought. Last few turns for Rick 33 to go then. That's a great big wide Citron. Not quite working out for Rick 33. He did say he wasn't looking forward to race 2 in the chat. So just these last couple of chicanes to go. it's a bit of a showboat for us as well. Ooh, maybe not. Here he is then, back on track. Backwards across the line. 13th place for Rick 33. And not everybody picking up a penalty, surprisingly enough. So that was rounds 3 and 4 of MRC's GTTCC. What have we got coming up? Nothing tomorrow night. Got a night off. Back Sunday night for 2 races. We've got the Tanso Creative Motorsport Ford Focus Cup on Sunday at 8 o'clock. Followed straight after at 9 o'clock with the Archie's Journey Multi-Class League with the P1 boys. I don't know what we're racing in this week. Monday night we've got the Tanso boys again racing in the Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup. That's at 8:30 on Monday. Tuesday 8 o'clock we've got the Clash of the Teams following round. Is it round 3 or 4? Is it round 4? I forget. That's Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Been some good racing in that one as well, actually. Wednesday at 8:30 we've got MRC's Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. Thursday night we've got Archie's Journeys Mazda Challenge League with the P1 boys again. That's 9 PM. And then back next week for rounds 5 and 6 of GTTCC, 9 PM Fridays. Come and check it all out. So if you're still here, Andre, quickly, there you go. There's a t-shirt. That's what they look like. God damn, they look good. And there's the stickers. All right. Stickers are £3 a pair. Shirts are 22 quid, but you do get a free sticker with every shirt. So make sure you tell me which sticker out of those two you want with your free one. If you want the extra sticker chucking in, it's £1 extra. I'll do that for you. If you want the stickers on their own, then it's going to be £3 for the pair, etc., etc. Unfortunately, Andre, it's going to cost you a little bit more because you're over in Holland, so it might cost you about another £1.72 in postage. I'll figure that out. I've got to get myself down the post office tomorrow and figure all this out because I've got Germans and Greeks and Dutch and God knows where, people in Australia want them and America and stuff. So yeah, I've got to do some working out tomorrow, and then I'll stick them all in the post. But I'll give you a message in a second, Andre. But yes, that's it for tonight. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you want to help my channel out, obviously I've got the shirts and the stickers available. If you don't want to do that, get yourselves over to buymeacoffee.com/dartsmoker and drop a little donation on there if you can. Unfortunately, it does. They charge and taxed and all that sort of stuff, and it is in American dollars. So you pay $5 and I get sort of $3-ish of that. However it works out to in real money, Queen's English, you know. So that's it for the night. I hope you've liked what you've watched. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, chuck a little comment in, share it with your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dart Smoker. I'm out of here.